It's time for Point of View with Ms. Shirley Polk. I'd like to keep the whole world Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Point of View with Ms. Shirley Polk. Today is a wonderful day. Today is the 8th of April in the year 2025. Dear God, as I sit before you to speak, I pray to you that my soul you will keep. And if I should die before I finish, I pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. When to help, when not to help, that is the issue. When to help, when not to help, that is the issue. Today, God willing, we're going to talk about a subject so many of us, I believe everyone in this world, wants to help someone in some way. And so many of us have helped in some way, and sometimes it didn't turn out like we thought it would turn out. It didn't turn out favorable, maybe for us or maybe for the other person. And something happened, something went awry. So, when to help, when not to help. That is the issue. And there are many resources out there and out in this world for people, for help for people. And we can help with those, to donate to those places that have the resources for the people in need. And then sometimes it goes beyond that. Sometimes they need our personal attention, our personal help. So when to help, when not to help. That is the issue. So we're going to talk about mental, when to help someone with mental stress, and just on a regular basis, someone that might need financial help, whatever they need. We're going to talk about that today. And then there's one piece that says why I stopped helping and why you should too. So this is very interesting, and I am very excited about delving into this because these are questions that we need to have answered, and we need to be able to help others when we can to know when and when not to help. Okay, when and when not to. We are to help others, but we can help others indirectly if there is a problem. All right. So we're going to go into when when and to help and when not to help. And Microsoft Bing says that it's telling us uh, just a little comment here. Knowing when to stop helping someone can be crucial to both your mental health and their personal growth. And it says here are some signs that it's time to stop helping. And I want to go into being here and we want to talk about that just a bit. When to stop helping. Okay? Bing, Microsoft Bing.com. When to stop helping someone. And we're going into why we should help someone, how much help we should give, and all that. And it's a personal thing, so we need to, and I will always say we need to consult God, who is a higher power. He knows all. Consult Him as to when, where, how much. And if we listen, we won't go wrong, okay? Now, the key takeaways here in this piece are boundaries show self respect. Feeling drained isn't healthy. Healthy help promotes growth. Guilt often clouds our judgment. and your own well being matters. So, what we're talking about, when to stop helping someone, 15 signs to step back. Okay, 15 signs to step back. And this is by Liz Fisher. And Liz released this on the 29th of December in the year 2024. So we know that's just about almost 4 months ago. So this is a very recent piece. And this is very important to all of us. We need to know when, how, why, where, you know, we need to know. So, have you ever felt overwhelmed by the endless cycle of giving and not getting anything in return? Maybe you feel guilty stepping away, wondering if you're abandoning someone in need. Yet, there's a point where your constant assistance might do more harm than good. So, knowing when to stop helping someone can be crucial for both your mental health and their personal growth. Let's explore 15 plus a bonus telltale signs. It's time to step back, set firm boundaries, and honor your own emotional and physical well being. So, here are the opening thoughts. We're taught from an early age to help those we love and to offer support in times of crisis. We're taught that. That's what we were taught, and we believe that we're supposed to do that. And we do that. And sometimes we overdo it to our detriment and to the person's detriment too, because sometimes we are, what do they call it, enabling, depending on what the situation is, instead of helping. So we're taught from an early age to help those we love and to offer support in times of crisis. So this perspective forms the bedrock of many cultures, and it often feels like an integral part of being a good partner, friend, or relative. So in healthy relationships, assistance is a two-way street. Mutual effort fosters balance. So you notice progress over time, whether it's your friend finally landing a job or your sibling learning to handle their finances responsibly. However, some relationships become a one sided pit where your empathy, your money, or energy disappears without any positive shift on their end. You're left drained and confused. This is when stepping back might become essential. If you wonder whether your relationship has crossed that line, you're not alone. Knowing when to stop helping someone involves listening to your inner cues, recognizing toxic dynamics, and understanding how boundaries protect your sense of self. So let's dive into 16 specific signs. Though we're talking about 15 signs, think of it as an extra bonus one, okay? That may help you decide if it's time to stop enabling destructive behaviors or draining relationships. Oh, yes. Number one, yes, we're starting out because you might need this right now, okay? Many people are in this situation right now. Number one, you might be enabling them. Offering assistance isn't always the kind thing to do, especially if your help spares the other person from facing the consequences of their actions. Now, this phenomenon is called enabling. You alleviate their discomfort without encouraging them to change. In psychology, enabling usually reinforces negative behavior because the individual never feels the pressure to improve or problem solve by rescuing them from their issues again and again. You unintentionally, you hear that? Keep them stuck. And it's hard. Have you seen the show? I think they call it Intervention, where the family gets together and depending on whatever the problem is with the person, and they get together and they talk to the person. And it's usually a meeting where the person that needs the help is not privy to the information about the meeting, but the family and the friends or whoever, the acquaintances, meet in a place and have that person to come there under some guise, okay? So sometimes, no matter how good your intentions are, you shield them from learning experiences. You might be giving them money when they repeatedly misuse their funds or constantly defending them in conflicts they create. If you notice the person taking your help for granted and refusing responsibility, it's a red flag. If your help doesn't spark growth, it may be time to step back and let them face real consequences. You can't live the people's lives for them, and I know it's hard. It's hard on people. We don't like to see our loved ones in trouble. No, no. And they don't like to see us in trouble if we're the ones in trouble, okay? Number two, your resources feel exhausted. It's talking about when it's time to step back, okay? When to stop helping someone often becomes clear when you have nothing left to give. This resource drain can involve your bank account, emotional energy, or even your time and focus. Yes, it can. These things can almost drain the life out of you. Thank you so much for being with me today. I appreciate you so much. Oh, thank God for everything that He's blessed us with. I'm thanking Him for that. I'm thanking Him for you. You are awesome. And I appreciate you. I just want to make sure that I have the right title on my uh, social media pages. Just want to make sure. Let me do this. Okay, here I go. Because sometimes it'll just read politics. And I don't know why it doesn't change, but I can deal with it, okay? Thank you so much. We're talking about when to help, when not to help, when not to. We need to be able to know what to do, when to do, and how to do. And this is for us too. This is for our well-being. It's not just a person. We need help too, because when we drain our resources, our money, our material things, or whatever we're doing to try to help someone, and then they don't show appreciation for it. And the same thing could be if I'm in a predicament and they're trying to help me and I don't show appreciation. That's terrible. It's terrible. But this happens every day, everywhere in the world, okay? Every day, everywhere in the world. So your resources feel exhausted. So when you stop helping someone, often becomes clear when you have nothing left to give. The resource a drain can involve your bank account, emotional energy, or even your time and focus. You might lose sleep worrying about them and fail to prioritize crucial commitments in your own life. Picture yourself on an airplane. Flight attendants always remind you to put on your own oxygen mask first. before helping others. That's because you can't save another person if you're grasping for air. Makes so much sense, doesn't it? So, if you routinely come up short on rent or your mental health wobbles under the burden, your resources have hit empty. Constantly self sacrificing isn't sustainable. You might think you're being selfless, but continuously sacrificing your welfare leads to burnout, resentment, or even depression. So, stepping back not only recharges your emotional battery, but also forces the other person to tap into their own capabilities. So, this is not selfish, it's a necessary pivot that helps both of you in the long run. It's a necessary pivot. And there are people that will not stop asking. It's just constantly, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. Hey. And then if you run out and say you don't have, well, can't you borrow it from somebody? Well, you know, this a person over here might lend it to you. Why don't you ask them to lend it to you? Probably because they probably burnt their bridges with them too. Many times this happens and it's sad, it's pitiful. But these things are happening right now in this world. So we need to know when, where, how to stop, to help, step back. Okay? Number four, you step in out of guilt. You step in out of guilt. Guilt can be a powerful motivator, but it's rarely a healthy foundation for giving. Many people feel compelled to help a person, often a family member, because they fear appearing selfish or uncaring. This guilt driven helping cycle is draining. That's draining, okay? And it might also undermine your ability to see the situation objectively. Guilt grows when you associate your self worth with your ability to solve someone else's problem. Their disappointment can push you to open your wallet or offer support yet again, even when you sense it's damaging. Reflect on your emotions, okay? Do you feel positive about your contribution or do you feel manipulated by your own guilt? See, this is what happens so many times. Guilt manipulates a person. When you've gone and done all you can do, and then that guilt keeps pushing, they keep coming back and coming back, and then you say, well, if I don't have something might happen. Okay, this is hard. This is hard. But many times we have to follow these. Guilt grows when you associate your self worth with your ability to solve someone else's problems. I know I'm repeating. So, their disappointment can push you to open your wallet or offer support yet again, even when you sense it's damaging. Reflect on your emotions. Do you feel positive about your contribution? Or do you feel manipulated by your own guilt? Healthy assistance flows from genuine compassion, not an urge to quell a gnawing sense of shame. Number five, you feel like a doormat. In healthy relationships, help is appreciated and often reciprocated in some manner, even if it's just a heart to heart conversation or a gesture of gratitude. But if you end up feeling walked on, used, or disregarded, that's a strong sign to reassess your approach. So, being someone's doormat shatters your self esteem and fosters cycles of bitterness or anger. Yes, it does. It does that. So nobody should have to endure persistent disrespect just because they want to be kind. I will repeat that. Nobody should have to endure persistent disrespect just because they want to be kind. If the person doesn't value your assistance and you're left feeling worthless or unimportant, you may be trapped in a one sided pattern. Recognizing you're giving too much is the first step toward creating boundaries that affirm your worth. As noted by Brene Brown in Daring Greatly, daring to set boundaries is about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. And I tell you, people can really get upset if you don't give them what they want. I remember years ago, a lady passed by and asked for a cup of coffee, but we didn't have coffee at that time. We were out of it for real. Nell Davis told us we were out of it. And she said, "That's what I say about you preachers." That she knew was a preacher. And she just went off on it. "That's what I say about you preachers." But we were out of coffee. If we had had it, he would have given her a cup of coffee. So, feeling underappreciated, daring to set boundaries about having the courage to love ourselves even when we risk disappointing others. Number six, you keep receiving hollow promises. Talking about when it's time to step back, okay? "I'll definitely get a job soon," or "next time I swear I won't do it." These phrases might sound familiar if you're stuck in an endless loop of false assurances. At first, hope glimmers each time they vow to improve. You want to believe in them, you see their potential, but then nothing changes. Hollow promises do more than disappoint. They keep you locked in a cycle of misguided generosity. Oh my goodness. Hollow promises, don't forget that. Continual broken promises signal that the person either lacks genuine willingness to change or is not ready to put in the effort. Remember, authentic change requires action and accountability. If you keep ignoring the evidence and hold on to their empty words, you end up prolonging a situation that drains you and enables their stagnant behavior. This is some good information. This is not notalone.com. Notalone.com. Okay? Number seven, you doubt they'll ever change. Skepticism about someone's capacity to change might stem from repeated letdowns. You might say to yourself, "I've tried everything and nothing seems to work." So this suspicion doesn't make you a pessimist. It means you've observed a pattern, whether it's addiction, chronic unemployment, or repeated relationship drama. You start to question if your intervention has any real impact. It's crucial to recognize that people typically must want to change, okay? It's crucial to realize that people must, typically must want to change, and you can't force them to do so. If the person avoids therapy, dismisses constructive feedback, or keeps blaming others, your efforts will probably go nowhere. Your clarity here frees you from endless attempts to fix their life. You accept that you cannot do the work for them, and you protect yourself from pouring more into a hopeless cause. Number 8, you keep swallowing their untruths. Lies can manifest in subtle ways: half truths, little omissions, or even exaggerated sob stories designed to tug at your heartstrings. When to stop helping someone becomes more obvious when they continuously mislead you. Dishonesty breaks trust, which forms the core of any meaningful relationship. Dishonesty breaks trust, which forms the core of any meaningful relationship. Trust forms the core of any meaningful relationship. Now, some individuals weave false narratives to manipulate your empathy. They might lie about what they use the money for or fabricate crises to evoke your sympathy. Over time, those distortions add up, leaving you feeling betrayed. If they can't respect you enough to be honest, why should you keep stepping up to bail them out? Accepting untruths to maintain harmony harms you and sets a toxic precedent for the relationship. Number 9, you're constantly facing their drama. Drama might show up in endless chaos, late night crying sessions, furious phone calls, or never ending emergencies that you're expected to solve. Chronic drama leaches emotional energy and can sidetrack your own life. The crisis of the week overshadows everything else, leading you to neglect your friends, your family, or work obligations. This phenomenon reflects a cyclical pattern. Problem arises, you fix it. Brief calm follows. Then the next fire flares up. The cycle can become addictive, especially if you derive your sense of self worth from being the hero. But this scenario thrives on instability. If you regularly find yourself in the middle of meltdowns you didn't create, it's worth examining whether your help is truly healthy or if it's fueling the drama. Number 10, your body screams no. When is it time to stop helping? Is it time to pull back? Number 10 says, when your body screams no. The body doesn't lie. You might experience physical clues that you've hit your limit: tension headaches, insomnia, digestive upset, or a racing heart whenever you see their name on your phone. Somatic psychology emphasizes how stress manifests in our muscles, nervous system, and even immune responses. Chronic stress from overgiving can literally make you sick. Your body might be telling you you're ignoring your own needs. If you're losing sleep, having anxiety attacks, or feeling nauseous whenever the person appears, it's time to pay attention. I know some people are listening and they can't see themselves pulling back. But if you want to live longer, have a more successful life, be able to enjoy your things, then, and you're in a situation like this, it's time to pull back. It's time to pull back. Rebuke that guilt trip in the name of Jesus and pull back. Your body might be telling you you're ignoring your own needs. If you're losing sleep, I know I'm repeating. Somebody needs to hear this right now. Having anxiety attacks or feeling nauseous whenever the person appears, it's time to pay attention. Continual stress can escalate into more severe mental health challenges, such as depression or panic disorders. Knowing when to stop helping someone protects not just your emotional health, but your physical health as well. Number 11, you never get reciprocal support. When is it time to stop helping someone? Number 11, you never get reciprocal support. Healthy relationships emphasize the principle of reciprocity. It's not about tallying favors, but about the natural ebb and flow of giving and receiving. If you always pour out your time, your money, and your emotional energy, but they never often even a listening ear in your tough moments, the imbalance can become blatant. Of course, you might help someone who's in a short term crisis, but if you see no reciprocity in the long haul, you're essentially draining your well without ever refilling it. Such relationships might not survive without your constant input. The question is, do you truly want a connection that exists only because you keep bailing the other person out? Taking a step back fosters healthier dynamics and shows you who genuinely respects you. Number 12, you always justify their behavior. Have you heard people who say, well, why do you keep doing that? Or they ask you, why do you keep helping him? Why do you keep helping? Well, it's because they're going to get better. It just takes a little more time. You always justify their behavior. It's because she's had these problems, he's had this problem. Things are not going well for them. Maybe you find yourself saying they're just having a tough time, or it's not their fault. They were raised that way. Whenever someone questions how they treat you, the habit of rationalizing their behavior can bury some obvious red flags. You create a filter that only sees them as a victim of circumstance, ignoring repeated harmful actions. Therapists often refer to this pattern as cognitive dissonance. You hold two conflicting truths. You know you're being mistreated, yet you cling to an image of the person as helpless or misunderstood. This internal tension leads you to defend them, downplaying the damage they cause. If you catch yourself constantly making excuses, you're likely enabling them, and it might be time to pause and reconsider the real impact of your health. Number 13, this is the bonus. You rush in You rush in even before they ask. Sometimes overhelping becomes second nature. You intervene before the other person acknowledges a problem, let alone request assistance. You might see them struggling and assume the role of savior, thinking it's your duty to fix everything. This approach deprives them of the chance to solve their own problems. So, in certain psychological models like solution focused therapy, professionals guide clients to uncover their internal strengths rather than jumping in to fix the situation for them. Your eagerness to help can actually limit their personal growth. Imagine a child learning to tie their shoes. If you always tie them first, they never learn. Likewise, giving unsolicited help conditions the other person to rely on you instead of themselves. Pause and let them ask for support. If they don't, that's your signal to let them face life's challenges on their own. Okay, here's another one. Number 14. I thought that was a bonus. Number 13. You sacrifice too much of yourself. When is it time to stop helping someone? Okay? You might skip social events you've been looking forward to. You might pass on a job opportunity because you feel you must stay close to help. Perhaps you neglect self care routines like exercise, hobbies, or even therapy sessions because you're perpetually on standby. Over time, you lose touch with who you are outside of being a helper. You deserve a life that isn't consumed by someone else's drama. Oh, yes, you do. All of us do. You deserve a life. We deserve a life that isn't consumed by someone else's drama, constantly sacrificing your own goals or passions is not a healthy compromise. It's a complete surrender of your autonomy. You don't have to martyr yourself to be a good person. Healthy helping shows empathy while honoring your own aspirations. Number 15, they only love you for the help. When is it time to cut that help off? Okay? A telltale sign. The moment you say no, they vanish or turn hostile. This abrupt shift reveals their real motivation. They never formed a true connection. They just wanted a lifeline. Genuine relationships weather disappointments and occasional refusals. And I repeat that genuine relationships weather, WEATHER, disappointments and occasional refusals. If their affection depends solely on your willingness to bail them out, the relationship is conditional at best. So when you suspect they only value you for what you provide, ask yourself, is this actually love or friendship? Real love includes mutual respect and emotional support, not a one way faucet of help. This realization can be painful, but it's also freeing. It releases you from illusions and helps you see your own worth beyond being someone's crutch. It's also freeing to you if you look at it, if you assess it, if you accept it. It releases you from illusions and helps you see your own worth beyond being someone's crutch. Number 16, you end up feeling bullied. Oh my goodness. Though we started with 15 signs. Okay, here's the bonus, all right? I was thinking 13 and then I was thinking 12 and then the bonus. But it's 15 and then the bonus. Number 16. Thank you for being with me today. I certainly appreciate you being here. Talk about helping someone. When to help, when not to help. That is the issue. Number 16, you end up feeling bullied. Though we started with 15 signs, here's one more crucial situation that often goes unnoticed. Sometimes you end up feeling coerced or bullied into offering help. The other person uses threats, guilt trips, or manipulative tactics to extract what they need. This can happen in romantic relationships, it can happen in friendships, or even among family members. They might press your emotional buttons, shame you publicly, or threaten self harm if you don't comply. Bullying disguises itself in demands that masquerade as pleas for help. They might say, if you love me, you do this, or don't expect me to be nice if you won't help me out. This level of intimidation wrecks your sense of safety and autonomy. It's a major red flag. You must protect your psychological health by setting firm boundaries and refusing to tolerate such manipulation. Now, here are the final reflections on this. Deciding on this article, okay? Deciding when to stop helping someone doesn't mean you lack compassion or that you've given up on them. This boundary setting is about acknowledging your own limits. That means financial, emotional, and physical. And recognizing that constant rescuing doesn't promote genuine growth. People change when they decide to take responsibility for their own lives. By stepping back, you give them that chance and you also free yourself from a damaging cycle. Recognize that taking a step back can feel incredibly uncomfortable. You might wrestle with guilt, fear of judgment, or the idea that you're failing this person. However, consistent enabling traps both you and them in a state of dependency. It undermines your well being and prevents them from experiencing the lessons they need in order to thrive. Putting yourself first doesn't equate to selfishness. I want you to hear this and understand this and let it sink in. Putting yourself first after you've done all you can do for a person. Putting yourself first does not equate selfishness. You can still care from a distance through emotional encouragement, pointing them toward professional resources, or simply letting them know you're there when they're ready to make real changes. That's authentic support. Letting go of excessive help sets you both free. It respects their autonomy and preserves your sense of self. Oh my goodness, this is so good. That is so good. And this is enotalone.com. Enotalone.com. All right. Now I am going to how to help out someone in need, which is WikiHow. 13 compassionate and actionable ways. Give back to your community and underserved groups with these tips. And this is authored by Feeding America and Sophie Burkholder, DA. And last updated March 24th, 2025. Recently, okay? This is WikiHow. We all think, here are 13 ways to help those in need. We all like to think that we do what we can to make the world a better place. And helping people who are in need is a great way to do that. From the smallest acts of kindness to global humanitarian efforts, there are numerous ways in which you can help out your fellow humans. Wondering where to start? Keep reading for our guide to how you can start helping out others today, including specific suggestions for organizations to get involved with. So, we even interviewed experts about the best ways to better the lives of people around you so that you can get to work today on helping people in need in your community and beyond. Now, I'm not out and about just like I was in my younger days, but I do contribute to different organizations, food banks, to medical organizations, to health organizations. So I do that, and I thank God. I do it when I'm able to do it, and I thank God for that. So, how do you help people in need? These bullet points here: take direct action by donating food, money, or goods to a charitable organization or nonprofit like Feeding America or Goodwill. If you don't have items, the second bullet point, if you don't have items to give, consider volunteering your time and skills for a cause you believe in and can get passionate about. Next point, make small but impactful change by committing daily acts of kindness and providing emotional support to people in your community. How to help people in need. This is WikiHow. This is section one of 5 sections, and I will try to get through all of them. Okay? Donate money or supplies to an organization that helps people. Making a donation is one of the easiest and most effective ways to help others, according to experts at award winning humanitarian aid organization Direct Relief. The best way to fix a problem is by funding local organizations. However, money isn't the only thing that you can donate to have a charitable impact. You may even have some unused items sitting around your home that could go to someone in need. Here are some ideas of what you could donate to help others. Donate money to a vetted organization that supports a cause you care about. A vetted organization. That means a proven organization. Let's go here to vetted. You hear that word so much. It means having been subjected to evaluation or appraisal. The term vetted means having been subjected to evaluation or appraisal, indicating that something has been critically reviewed and evaluated for official approval or acceptance. Okay? So that's what vetted means. So we'll go back to our, and we hear the word every day, and sometimes we just hear it and we go over. Not saying that you don't know what it means. That's not what I'm saying. But I just wanted to make that plain here. Donate money to a vetted organization that supports a cause you care about. Next, donate unneeded furniture and clothing to a shelter for people experiencing homelessness or a charitable organization like Goodwill. Donate food items. I do that. I do Goodwill and oh my goodness, the one that comes around and picks it up. I can't think of it right now. Donate uh, food items like unopened spices, canned soups, and canned tuna to a food bank like Feeding America, a nonprofit organization dedicated to ending hunger in the U.S. Next, you could donate toys to local shelters, food banks, child care centers, or organizations like Toys for Tots. You could donate school supplies, furniture, and technological items to schools, either directly or through a platform like Donors Choose. You could donate your birthday and holiday gifts by asking your loved ones to redirect them to charity. Feeding America offers birthday fundraiser opportunities to help you turn your personal celebration into community good. Donate your car to a nonprofit or charity like Vehicles for Veterans. Donate your hair to Locks of Love. Donate your blood, if you can, to an organization like the Red Cross. Thoroughly research an organization with the help of legitimate websites like the Better Business Bureau, Charity Watch, or the Federal Trade Commission before donating, okay? Thoroughly research an organization with the help of legitimate websites like the Better Business Bureau, Charity Watch, or the Federal Trade Commission before donating. As Direct Relief explains, you work hard for your money and ought to feel confident that when you're feeling generous, your money is doing as much good as it possibly can. Oh, yes. Number two, participate in local online fundraising efforts. If you don't have the money or goods to donate yourself, assist in fundraising resources from the people who do. Offer to help with fundraising raising for a local organization or business or set up the people, who do. Offer to help with fundraising for a local organization or business or set up your own fundraiser for a cause you care about. You can also spread the word about online fundraisers by sharing posts on social media. So the next time you see a GoFundMe or other virtual donation opportunity, just click share. Next, volunteer at a local food pantry or other charity. One of the best ways to make an impact in your local community is to volunteer with an initiative, organization, or charity that operates in your area. Consider volunteering to organize donated goods at a food pantry, work in a soup kitchen, or help out at a homeless shelter. Wow, this is so good. Next, volunteer your time as a tutor or teacher. Education is one of the most empowering tools that we have at our disposal. By teaching someone even the most basic seeming of skills, you're enabling them to better take care of themselves and their community. I want to read that again because basic seeming, okay, it seems basic. I understand that now. Education is one of the most empowering tools that we have at our disposal. By teaching someone even the most basic seeming of skills, you're enabling them to better take care of themselves and their community. You can volunteer as a tutor. for children or adults in any subject that you're skilled in, like math, technology, or a foreign language. You can even do something as simple as teaching your coworkers how to use the office copier or showing your neighbor how to make some easy meals. Next, send a thoughtful note or care package to someone in need. Next, use your platform to raise awareness for social issues. There's so many ways, aren't there? Next, express appreciation for someone in your life that needs support. We're getting there, aren't we? And so, Angelina Jolie, actress and humanitarian, live emphatically and help others to the best of your ability. We have a responsibility to be aware of others. We need to make justice the norm, not the exception. That's a quote by Angelina Jolie. Number 8, check in on and help your neighbors, friends, and family members. 9, advocate for mental and physical health. 10, shop small at local businesses. Mhm. 11, commit to small acts of kindness whenever you have a chance. Whenever you have a chance. 12, be proactive about gaining the skills to help others. Work on yourself and your personal growth. That's number 13. And we're in section 3 of 5. We're going on. Helping out others can boost your self esteem and sense of belonging. Oh, yes. Section 4 or 5, common issues that cause people to be in need. Common issues. A range of systemic issues and disparities can cause people to be in need. For real. Extreme poverty. They said nearly 700 million people live on less than $2.15 a day. Talk about helping these food banks, helping feed um, America, helping feed the world, and all those places. 700 million people live on less than $2.15 a day, which is the official definition of extreme poverty. They're often unable to access basic necessities like food, clean water, and shelter. My God. Then, the lack of mental health support. 1 of 4 people are affected by mental or neurological disorders at some point in their lives, and those experiencing poverty and are more heavily affected than others. Then, housing instability, homelessness or houselessness is a major issue worldwide with the rising cost of housing, lack of affordable housing, widespread financial instability, and unchallenged discrimination and domestic abuse. Homeless shelters are often at capacity or without the resources to accommodate more people, and these individuals will struggle to find employment or access education without access to stable housing. Then there are health disparities. Adequate and affordable health care is still out of reach for many people across the globe, even in some of the world's wealthiest countries. Limited access to health care services, nutritious food, and clean water makes it more likely for an individual to contract diseases, and the fact that individuals without health care access are typically from low-income communities means that they may remain entrenched in a cycle of need. And then, how far out of your way should you go to help others? Help others as much as you can without damaging your own well-being. Okay? This is wonderful. That is the end of that. That's Wiki here. I love you so much. And I thank you. I really, really, truly thank you for joining me today. You are wonderful. You are awesome. God loves you so much. Thank you again. Please join me on Thursday at 1 p.m. for Point of View with Miss Shirley Polk. I love you. Thank you for joining me on Point of View with Miss Shirley Polk. Join us next time, Tuesdays and Thursdays, beginning at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let us hear from you.